crafty friends, Jenn Cascell here. I'm back with a tutorial for this really cute Easter bunny basket that I created for 12 by 12 cardstock. Mine is about 9.5 inches tall by 7 inches wide, and the basket is 2 inches deep. So you've got plenty of room for treats, and these carrots about 4.5 inches tall. And they're about 3 inches wide. So you've got quite a bit of room for some cute treats in here. And you could really put whatever you wanted inside. It's plenty big enough that if you had some of these cute Easter eggs, you could throw a few of those in. So it's a fun little spring paper craft. If you want to see how I created this, stay tuned for the tutorial. So I have all of my pieces cut out. I'll make this public in Design Space, so if you're a Design Space user, feel free to use my design. There will be a couple of components that won't be included because they are paid SVG files. The first one here is this bow, and I will link that in the description box, and you won't have this component either. So this component is pretty easy to make if you wanted to hand cut it. It's 8 by 2 3/4 inch, and then you would just score at the 1/2 inch marks on either side, and then you could make your own tabs on this side. What I did is just used an SVG file that I already had laying around and modified it for this project. So this bunny I've cut out a couple of times. This is your base, and I used the silver speckled white glitter luxe from 12 by 12. Super pretty, cuts like butter. Really liked this. And then I also cut it again. This is the Encore Snowy White, and I mirrored this so that the textured portion was going to be on the outside of my box because we're just going to glue these together. Now you have the egg portion here, and the egg I used fountain, and I did the fountain in both the egg base, this one right here, and then this portion right here. I've cut each of these twice. So I have 2 of the eggs. I have 2 of these yellow, which is the lemon twist, and this is going to go on top of the fountain, which I've also cut twice. Now with this lemon twist, I've cut this twice, but I did mirror this one because it is going to sit like this on your project. I also went through and I recut the front portion just so that it's got a little more stability for our box. You're also going to have the 2 bunny feet. I've already put one of these together, but you'll have 2 of them. And then the pink is cut in the princess pink as well as the silver speckled glitter cardstock. For the bunny ears, I did this in the princess pink as well. We're going to do 2 of these carrot boxes, which are also included in the SVG file. The carrots are goldfish, which is this darker orange, and you're going to have 3 of these per carrot. And then you also have the overlay, which is in the mandarin orange of the Encore. Here's the mandarin orange, and here is the goldfish color. There's the princess pink that I use. For the green parts of the stem of the carrot, I used Lucky Clover, which is my favorite green from the Encore line. It's just got, it's a really true green. I really liked it. It's this one right here. You're not going to have this bow completed. Once again, I will leave that in the description box. I used hot pink for the base, some more of that fountain blue for the interior, and then you also have the baby pink glitter luxe. And then for my sentiment, I've already put this together, but I cut more of that baby pink glitter luxe. We have the snowy white base, fountain for the hello, and then this background piece is in hot pink as well. This will be included in the Design Space SVG. So we're going to start by putting our bunny together. I am going to start by turning this glitter luxe over and using a bit of liquid glue. So like I said, I've already put this bunny foot together. We're going to do this one together. So we have 3 of these little jelly bean toes. And then we have the large one for the base. And I'm going to use some hot glue for this just because we're gluing it onto glitter cardstock. So now I have these 2 put together. If you can tell, I have used a bit of ink on the paper. I like to add a little bit of depth using inks, and I'll just grab the outer edges with a slightly darker shade than the color paper that I'm using, and I think it just kind of brings your project to life. So I'm going to go in, and I've done the same thing with the ear. I have added a little bit of ink to it. For this project, I use water taffy, which is a kind of an orangey pink. I really like. It's one of my favorite colors. So now we're going to work on our egg. I'm going to grab the first of the cracked shell pieces, and I'm going to grab this piece right here. So the first thing that I'm going to do is add a little bit of glue to these tabs at the long side. And I like to do this just so that it gives it a nice edge and you have a little more support. I have gone through with my bone folder and I've closed all of these tabs over, and then I'll take my bone folder and give it a little curl like you were doing ribbon. Taking the first of these tabs, and I'm just going to add a little glue to these first 2. And start my box. You really want to make sure that these are completely dry before moving along to your next tab. Now I'm going to come in with this large egg shape, and this time instead of starting from the top, I'm going to start at the bottom. So I'm just going to do a few of these tabs right at the bottom, these last 4. Make sure that it's sitting the way you want it to. And then I'm just going to bring it on over to my work surface and push down like that. Okay, once we know all 4 of those are down, we can glue down the rest of our tabs on either side. My final tabs, I'm once again going to put that flat on my work surface. We have the beginning of our box. I'm going to set that aside, let it cure, and we're going to work on our overlay. I'm going to use this lemon twist along with the Princess Pink, and I am just going to add some glue. I'm going to leave this flat just so that there's a bit more room inside the box. But if you wanted to, you could add some dimensional foam to really kind of bring this off the page. Turned out super cute. Now I'm just going to add some glue to the back, and I'm going to press this right inside. I'm going to take this second large egg, add a whole bunch of glue. I'm going to glue this right on top and cover those tabs up. Once again, we're going to use the one that is right side up. I'm set aside the one that I mirrored in Design Space, and I'm going to glue this. Now that I have this together, I am going to glue it directly on this. You can add the mirrored piece to the inside of the basket. As you can see, there's going to be a little bit of white in there. That's okay. This is how our guide for where we're going to put our feet. So you're just going to want to add a little more glue to this. Add this right on top. Line everything up. I'm going to use some Barely Art cubies for this. Once my cubies are in place, I'm just going to line it up. Okay, now we've just got to attach this to our bunny, and I am going to use some foam. And now we've just got to line it up on top of our bunny. All right, we've got our little bunny. Super fun. I'm going to add this cute Hello Spring. And I'm going to use some dimensional foam for that as well. Now we have our little bunny container. Let's start working on our carrot. Like I said in the beginning, you're going to have 3 different sides to the carrots, and then you'll have the overlay. I've already glued the overlays on with this and inked them up, but I'm going to do it with you for this one. So I'm just going to grab some Bearly art for that. Now that I have these on, I'm going to go in. I've grabbed a brush and I'm using some of this carved pumpkin distress ink, and I'm just going to hit those edges. And once again, this just adds a little extra dimension. I grab my other 2 and we're just going to start gluing these tabs down. So I'm going to use liquid glue for this as well. So I'm going to grab my bone folder again and I'm going to curl those down. With the tiniest little score line, I'm going to push that forward right on the score line. A tiny bit of glue on that tab, and I'm going to bring it up. I'm going to add just a little more glue here at the bottom. Use my fingers to fluff these out. Now I'm going to add some glue just to one of these top tabs. So here's my finished product. I love how this turned out. It's super cute. This could be left out all spring. It's not just for Easter. You could switch out these carrots for some eggs or chocolate. Make sure to head on over to the 12 by 12 Cardstock Shop and check out their amazing Encore line. I loved how this paper cut. Thank you so much to 12 by 12 Cardstock Shop for allowing me to play with their amazing line of papers, and I will see you in the next crafty video. Bye!